I have much to say.
Gent rubs his head. I'm going to regret this. He follows and, grabs like a piece of one of the corpse's shirt or something and starts wiping off his blade.
Let's see.
And I'm upstairs, so I didn't really hear that part. I'm still waiting for... wait, I wrote the name down actually. I'm waiting for Yagra. Yeah, I'm just in my room.
Pantaloon's gonna sit at the table, and every time Alton says something about the mushrooms, he's just going to have with this like grimace on his face, just like nod knowingly and say things like, "Yeah, and that's right."
The mustachioed man looks up to the up the stairs to where Hetara is kind of poking her head at, and he lets out a whistle and gestures for you to follow him as well.
Alton will go, 1 second. And he'll hop down off the chair, and he'll run over, and he'll grab Hetara by the shirt, and just kind of like pull on her. Come. You must hear about the mushrooms as well.
He called for me? I didn't...
Yeah. He saw where you were poking your head out as you were trying to take pot shots at the thing. He says, well, you too.
I tell him, well, I was going to discuss something with Yagra there, but I guess I can come along.
Talk for that later. Just come on over.
I sort of stand there for a few seconds, complicating things, and then I see Bunny like cleaning up everything and picking up like wipes or whatever and cleaning. And okay, I'll let you sigh a bit, and okay, I'll come along. And then I follow as well.
Pretty sure that this guy is here to sell whatever the Waterdeep equivalent of speed is, and he starts reaching for his money pouch.
So the fellow with the mustache and he's in a very floppy hat, a little bit disheveled. Like you might see this guy, but the idea is you've seen him around town before. He's kind of a local like pseudo celebrity, as it were, and he properly introduces himself when the four of you take a seat at this table. I'm Volathant Genarm, chronicler, wizard, and celebrity at your service. I trust you've noted the violence in our fair city these past 10 days. I haven't seen so much blood since my last visit to Baldur's Gate.
Mushrooms do not bleed.
But I don't know about the mushrooms, but I do know that the gang violence that has enveloped this fair city has taken my friend and done something horrible with her, I think.
Ah, the mushrooms have gotten into her, haven't they?
My friend's name is Flumph Blagmar. They got more beauty than brains, and I wonder he took a bad way home a couple nights ago and was kidnapped, or worse. If you could agree to track him down with all due haste, I can offer you 10 dragons apiece now, and I can give you 10 times as much when you find Flumph. May I prevail upon you in my hour of need?
That's a lot of money, and Pantaloon's only goal in life is to get rich. So Pantaloons agrees.
Like, Alton has convinced himself that this is related to the conspiracy, so he is obviously in.
Okay.
Gent is just like looking between Pantaloons and Alton, weighing this decision, but eventually he decides that it's worth it between the money and the battles that are sure to be had.
I'll tell him that I will agree, but instead of money, I want a favor.
Believe me, there's plenty more after. There'll be plenty more after after you're able to find my friend Flumph. Please.
I say that I'm quite serious about the favor, and then I take out one of my daggers, and I'm guessing there's like a piece of like some clothes or whatever around or something. I mean, someone like
I've got a bloody rag.
Yeah, Gent took a bloody rag, and then I just take it from Gent and put it down on the table or whatever between us, and tell him that he needs to and ask the celebrity to cut himself and bleed a bit on the corner of the cloth to signify that he owes me this favor.
Volo looks at you a little trepidatiously and shakes his head really quickly and says, "No. My Mordecai told me never to do things like that. No.
Then how can I be certain that you'll repay the favor?
Do you not know who I am? Have you never read Volo's Guide to Monsters?
Sadly, I do. That's why we need to do this.
Make a wisdom check. Rather, an insight check.
Okay. I think I'll check just in case. I think that's a 14, but insight is no, it's actually not. No, that's an 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you said, he is a bit of a known quantity in the city that he's usually good for his word, that he's not going to stiff you. He's already paying you some money down, and he has promised a reward for finding his friend. And he's the sort of person who will cover his debts any way he can.
Okay, I'll ask him instead to a favor. Then I want some of his latest notes before he like publishes them or basically gives them out. I want.
Well, that's a trade secret. I can't just give that kind of stuff away. But I'll have plenty of coin for you when you find my friend.
I say that he's not giving it to me. It's a repayment. We're doing this for him. He needs his friend back, right? I'm pretty good at this sort of stuff. I have some skills and contacts that could help, but I will need some repayment that I can be sure about. The notes will do, nothing more. That's worth much less than 110 dragoons or something, right? It's just a few notes. That's nothing.
He seems to consider it for a while, and he actually reaches into his pouch, starts shuffling through some papers, starts looking things over. Make a perception check.
Yeah, perception is what I'm good at. Or thought that was good at. Okay, well, that's that's 6.
You really can't make out what's on the pages that he's flipping through immediately, and he says, yeah, I guess I suppose I could part with some things, but only once you find my friend."
I sort of think it over for a bit, and then I say, agreed.
All right, excellent. Thank you. You'll never regret this. Not in a million years. And he goes on to describe what Floon looks like, and he is he's a man, human, about. He's got red blonde hair. He was dressed very finely, very fancy dude kind of clothes. 2 nights ago, he and Volo and Floon were out bar hopping basically and they run across the they were in a bar called the Skewered Dragon, which is a bawdy tavern in the dock ward, and that's where he says you can start your search there.
I tell him that I will agree, but I want specific information. I don't want just some any piece. Okay, I say I want some information on fiends. I don't care what kind, but I.
And I suggest you read my book.
I want some
Monsters.
newer information.
Please.
I want some newer notes. Agreed, I ask. Some notes that you've written recently.
He flips through his papers one more time and then sets them on, and then sets a few sheets on the table in front of you, face down.
Take one of the papers, pick it up, if he isn't going to say anything.
The top of the top of the page says Volo's Guide to Spirits Inspectors, and he says to the lot of you, so you'll help find my friend, right? All four of you, yes. And he goes and starts pulling out small pouches of coins for each of you.
Pantaloons has been reminded that Volo said some slanderous things about goblins in his Guide to Monsters. But seeing as how there's gold forthcoming, will hold his tongue.
Gent is now looking between everyone at the table and reconsidering each time. But he nods.
Okay. So all of you agree?
But I say just information. I don't accept the money.
Volos nods and says, very well, and he bounces out of there
serious.
pretty quickly. Hetara, the pages that he gives you, you see the headline on it that says Volo's Guide to Spirits Inspectors? As you read through, though, it's not the spirit. The spirits that the title seems to be referring to are various alcoholic beverages.
Okay.
And a lot of it is actually pretty incomplete.
It's fine. No, I can't learn more about alcoholic beverages. Can I get like tool proficiency in brewing?
So, if you want to know about alcoholic beverages, Alton can tell you lots about fermentation.
I'm not asking Alton for his
Gent
opinion.
stands up, puts his sword away, and starts walking out.
And follow.
Alton flounces after him. And he's like, so where are you going? What do we, like, where should we start?
Dock ward.
First, we need to know what's going on there. And what was the name of the place where he said that, where Volo said some person was kidnapped or whatever, we should start searching?
So
He said it happened in the dock ward, yeah? Last sighting.
Okay.
So Alton like puts his fist in his hand and says, "Ah, for such an investigation, I shall need an assistant." And he looks over at Pantaloons and says, "Pantaloons."
Pantaloons is already raising his hand and bouncing up and down in his chair.
And he goes, "It's only fair that I actually pay my assistant," and he gives you half of the coins that he that was given. He's like, "All right, let's go, Pantaloons."
So how many coins do I get?
Like 15, I guess.
15.
Yeah. Volo put four sacks of 10 gold pieces each on the table for each of you.
Oh, also, if Hetara doesn't want hers, you should totally take that one too.
Okay, I didn't take it, so.
I don't think Volo put one down for Hetara.
Just said that there are 4 sacks.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's also the like Yagra, right?
No, Yagra bounced out.
Okay, so he left also a gold pack for me, even though explicitly declined. Okay.
Does seem to be the case. So, Gent's heading down to the dock ward.
Yeah, I'm heading there as well.
As you guys head down to the dock ward, you turn a corner and you're on a street that's been the path that you would normally take to the dock ward from where you're at in the city is cordoned off by the city watch, and lying on the cobblestones are about a half dozen corpses, victims of some kind of skirmish. Watch officers have disarmed and arrested 3 blood-drenched humans and are in the midst of questioning witnesses. One of the officers sees the lot of you and says, "Get on, nothing to see here."
Alton nods sagely and says, "'Twas the fungus, wasn't it?"
The watch lady says no and gestures back, and you don't see all of the... it's the Zents and the Xanathar. They keep... They're always... Lately, they've just been escalating in their brawls in the city, and it's turned to blood.
Yes. No, I understand. I understand. And Alton winks, like, comically, at, like, just badly. Like, he can't, like, he has a hard time winking, so he, like, just blinks both eyes. Says, "I understand." And then he...
Tell her that I am here to help with the investigation of a recent disappearance, and I need some information from him about what happened here, or her.
Nothing to see here.
Gent is going to try to examine the bodies and the...
The guards do not allow you anywhere near them.
Not close enough to see any kind of distinguishing marks.
No, but all you can really basically make out is just a bunch of bodies.
Okay.
I mean, you would assume, based on their dress, that they're probably either Xanathar or Zentarum, but you're not sure.
Okay.
So we need to continue down this street to get to the docks?
No, you just have to. You could take an alternate route. It would just take a little bit longer.
I look pretty angry, and I say, "No, hey, listen, we're here to investigate this matter. We have orders here,
And then
we need to
Alton will
we need to get more information.
Alton will put his
What
hand
happened here?" And then I moved closer.
The guards don't allow you any closer, and they say, "Who ordered you?"
I say, Natila.
Never heard of them.
How many guards are there on the road?
There's probably a good dozen or so.
I get very angry, and I just continue arguing loudly about how I'm supposed to be there, and like I'm not moving back. But yeah, I'm basically just yelling now.
We're actually just so you know, we're not where we're supposed to be yet.
Yeah, Gent considers this to be a kind of just a price to be paid, and continues on an alternate route to the dockward.
Alton is like tugging on Hetara's, like, I don't know, pants, and be like, come. We'll leave these guards to take care of the fungus. Let's go.
Your superiors will hear about this, and then I leave with the rest. Sort of hoping they'd like sneak through while I was yelling, but no. Okay.
You want a Half-Orc fighter to sneak
I just
through?
sort of sigh and
12
go back with
guards.
them.
Pantaloons thinks it's important to stay on task. We have this mushroom-related abduction that we're looking into.
Okay, I had some other way with the rest of the group.
I mean, I wouldn't worry about it, though. Like, the Zentarum will murder somebody else tomorrow. And then we can, like, investigate that instead. They murder people, like, every day. It's crazy.
Stay a bit behind the rest of the group, though.
Tall, densely packed tenements leave most of the neighborhood in shadow at ground level as you head into the dock board. The street lamps have had their glass smashed in and the candles stolen out of them. The smells of salt air and excrement linger as you pass by rows of rundown buildings.
Alton gets very quiet and says, "Be careful, gentlemen and lady. We are surrounded by the enemy. There's mold everywhere."
I've ignored everything Alton has said up to this point, and I do so as well now.
Are there any people around?
No, but there is a shop with that seems kind of out of place here, and that it's kind of in this kind of rundown neighborhood of town, and yet this has a this shop kind of stands out like a sore thumb. It's got a purple facade, and in its windows hangs a stuffed beholder, like a big old plushy beholder looking thing. Above the door hangs a sign whose elaborate letters spell out "Old Zoblob's Shop."
Okay, I head to the store.
Okay. A cloud of lavender-scented purple smoke trails out of the shop's door as you peer inside. Every wall is painted purple, and every dusty knickknack on the shelves is dyed a deep violet. There's a hairless old gnome sitting cross-legged on the counter, wearing plum-colored robes. His cheeks are decorated with 9 purple face-painted eyes.
I ask the gnome his name.
The gnome takes a pipe out of his mouth, exhales a big old plume of lavender smoke, and raises his hand. "Hail and well met, come browse the shelves of the most curiosity shop in the world."
Ooh, interesting. Well, but I'm afraid I'm here on official business. I heard there was a recent disappearance here.
Oh?
Of a man named... what was the name again?
Who's it? Volo?
Floon.
Oh, Floon.
Didn't disappear. He was searching for someone else who disappeared, right?
Yeah, Volo's looking for Flynn.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay. Yeah, a person by the name of Floon. You haven't
never heard the
anything
name?
about it?
Can I use minor illusion to construct an image of Floon based on Volo's description?
Sure.
Do that.
Oh, yes.
This person
I
here.
have seen that fellow. Yeah, that fellow. I've seen him before, but I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, that's why we're searching for him. He disappeared. Where was he last time you saw him? Was he in your shop?
Through the window.
Was he going somewhere? Was he heading in a certain direction, or was he just standing around?
He was with another fellow in a floppy hat. That's all I know.
I'm gonna need to hear all about this hat.
You've seen the hat. It's the hat that Volo was wearing.
Oh.
It is very floppy.
I asked him if he knows where I can purchase a similar hat. I've recently come into a decent amount of coin.
Your hat's just fine as it is, I'd say. Could use a little more purple, though.
That makes
Again,
Pantaloons
those
very
arms.
suspicious.
I disagree. I think he could use a new hat.
I don't have any hats here, unfortunately.
Alton points through the windows and says, "Which way did they go? Like, where did you see them go?"
I don't know.
You don't know? I ask.
You just said you saw them walk. Which direction were they walking?
I really don't remember. That was 2 days ago.
Okay, can I check insight to this, or...
Sure.
Okay.
Roll insight.
That's 13.
He is very clearly nervous. Like he knows more than he's letting on.
Pantaloons is going to wander back to the door of the shop. Is there like an open sign hanging in the window?
No, I mean the door is open.
Okay, he's going to close the door
Okay.
and throw the latch on the door. And then stand at the door with his arms crossed, tapping his foot menacingly.
The gnome The gnome puffs on his purple pipe a little nervously. What's all this about? You're not with the Zentarum, are you?
No, I am with Gent, the Mushroom Slayer.
I tell the old man that if he doesn't want to stay here for a very, very long time, he should tell us we're going to need something more than what he's letting on. I say that he's hiding something.
Gent,
roll an intimidation check.
Yeah, well, okay, my rolls are really not going well. Let's see. That's an 11.
I can't say. I can't
Gent
say.
puts a hand on your shoulder, pushes you aside a little bit, and pulls out his glaive. I think you misunderstood.
Okay, roll that at advantage.
I get advantage anyway.
Because orcs don't shower.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh gosh, let's see. 13.
He sees that blade and he drops his pipe and just kind of cowers a little bit on the table or on the counter, and he says, "Okay, fine, I'll tell you. I saw the fellow you're talking about, and he was with another fellow. He was with another fellow out there. I don't know either of the names, but they were jumped by men in black armor.
Was there any?
Didn't you tell us this before?
5 of them. I think I saw it. One of them had a tattoo.
What did the tattoo look like?
Winged snake.
I'm going to use minor illusion to create an image of a winged snake and then pelt the poor man with questions while refining the illusion until it's right.
Okay, and you do so.
Gent considers getting this tattoo.
Have I heard of this winged snake? Do I recognize the sigil from somewhere?
No, not really.
Does the gnome, whose name Alton doesn't know if we've even gotten, and if he did, he's forgotten it. So
No, he hasn't given his name.
So, Mr. Gnome Man, do you recognize this symbol?
What symbol?
You are impeding and like Alton shakes his stick.
What symbol are you talking about? What symbol are you
the
talking
snake
about?
symbol.
Like that's his tattoo. Like that's
right.
That's his tattoo. Thank you. Yes, we just went over this. He is sassing you a little bit.
Alton shakes his quarterstaff at him and says, "You are impeding our investigation."
Under what authority?
Quit acting dense. Just tell us where you know the sigil from. Why do you hide this information from us?
I don't know what that is. Please stop yelling at me. I just like purple things.
What's the most ridiculous thing this man sells?
He doesn't really seem to sell. He sells all kinds of weird stuff. He sells all kinds of weird random curiosities and nonsense.
Does he?
As in the kind of thing that you would be on the trinket table in the player's handbook.
But they're all purple.
They are all purple, yes. Every single piece of merchandise in this thing is purple.
Including the vial of dragon blood. Both
Yes.
the vial and the blood.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
He's
does he
got
have
stuff.
a purple mushroom of extraordinary size?
Yes, yes he does.
Alright, Alton will turn on him and says, "You're in on it! That's proof!" And Alton's just turning red. This is the reddest halfling you can ever see. Like, he's about 2 steps away from having a heart attack.
I'll sell it to you for 4 gold.
Alton stops and says, "Sure," and gives him 4 gold. And then he pockets the mushroom of extraordinary size.
Gent is not sure what to make of this.
I asked the old man why he hid this information from us. Why didn't he tell us? about the guy who attacked them?
Because they're with the Zentarum, possibly the Xanathar. I think. I don't want to get any. I don't want to get any mess with them. That's. Well, listen, if you do that, if you leave me out of it, just leave me out of it.
Provided that we were never here.
I unlock the door.
I thank him for his help and leave.
Alton is holding his mushroom in both hands as he walks out. It's like, yes, this will make fine stir fry later. Places it gingerly in his backpack.
Gent follows. Do we know if Volo has any kind of faction allegiance?
Not really.
Okay.
He's the kind of guy who gets along with anyone, basically, unless you're a real sack of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So Alton is just going to go start walking up. Like, we basically have a picture of this man's tattoo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Alton is literally just going to start walking up to random people. It's like, hey, do you recognize this tattoo?
And Pantaloons will use minor illusion to create the tattoo.
Constantly.
You get suspicious it looks the entire time. Like, nobody tells you anything. Like, you get the kind of sense that you get the kind of the sense of, like, maybe this isn't the question you should be asking because somebody would be likely to put a knife in you for asking too many questions. That's the kind of vibe this neighborhood has.
Oh, if someone tries to put a knife in us, that means we're on the right track. So I think we should double down and continue doing this.
Yeah, Gent is perfectly fine doing things that might end with a knife in his back.
So, two things. Alton went right over his head. He did not get that vibe. He's just like, oh, well, this person didn't know anything. Better go to the next person. And he is just, like, literally just, oh, you don't know anything? Next person walks 3 feet to the next person in the street. Do you know this symbol?
Yeah.
We're looking for a gentleman with this tattoo.
When
After he has done it with about 2 people, I put my hand on his shoulder and just sort of hiss into his ear like, what the heck do you think you're doing? This is our information.
Like, I'm getting us more information. You spend money to make money.
So you need to know where to look first. This is clearly related to the faction. I put the notes down to the Centaurus. We need to ask those guys, not just some random passerbys.
But
it's likely to know something. Otherwise, they're just giving away information for free.
How do we know they don't know anything if we don't ask them?
It's wasting time because they're not Centaurus.
Do you know any Zentarum? Sir, are you a Zentarum?
We need to get to know
I'll
them.
ask the guy.
The guy scurries on, trying to ignore the hell out of you.
Sir! Sir! Maybe you didn't hear me.
Pantaloons thinks Hetara is on the right track. We are just wasting time asking individual people. So he will make the minor illusion of the tattoo as large as he can and float it as high as he can so it can be seen over the tops of buildings surrounding the area.
Meanwhile, Gent is going to try to hide in an alley.
Yeah, me too.
How long do you do this?
Do this for a couple minutes and gauge the reactions of the surrounding populace.
Oh, you know what? The
streets do seem a bit thinner.
Oh, good job, assistant. You are certainly earning your coin today.
We've made it so that the people who know things have all left.
Pantaloons changes the minor image to an image of a purple mushroom.
Oh, I don't know if you should do that, Pantaloons, my good man. We don't want them to know we're here. We're onto them. We don't want them to know that we have one of theirs captive. Don't worry, we will get information from him later.
I picture a mushroom tied to a chair and This halfling backhanding him. All right, talk like freaking. What's his face?
I mean, he'd be busy like sautéing onions or something.
Like 24 or something like that. Kiefer Sutherland. God, why can't I think of his character's name? God, what's with my brain today?
It's a bad show.
Okay. So whenever Pantaloons stop with the illusion, I get out of hiding and just sort of start jogging really quickly and sort of pull him along with me a bit, and then say, I suggest we go to the Yawning Portal again. Have some business there anyways, and we're most likely to find some information there.
Is there any...
Well, you did get it. You did get another piece of information from the from Volo about his last known location.
Yeah, we should at least look at the scene of the crime.
So that was the docks.
Like
it was an inn in the dock ward. It was a tavern in the dock ward called the Skewered Dragon.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought he just did. Okay, yeah. Then I suggest we head there.
Oh boy, another inn. I wonder, like, what kind of good, delicious food they serve.
Probably a skewered dragon, maybe.
It's actually not far from that gnome's shop. And judging a book by its cover, probably not very good food because it looks like it is a ruin. Both of the front-facing windows of the building are smashed out. There's a ship's anchor that's lodged in the roof. And through those broken windows, you can see a group of patrons that are all knocking back brew.
Gent suggests that the party keep a low profile while they're here, and begrudgingly tells Pantaloons that they could pose as performers looking for a night at the inn.
Low profile is what I do best. Isn't that right, Pantaloons?
Pantaloons' very lowest profile.
I'm actually okay with this because this means I can keep a low profile.
And Alton just goes in.
Going first.
He doesn't wait for anything. He's like already pushed the door open and then gone in. And he's like, yelling, "Barkeep, give me your biggest glass of water. None of that fermented nonsense."
The barkeep looks at you with a little bit of incredulity. Goes back out into the back room for a second. Comes back with a flagon, and sets it down on the table in front, or on the bar in front of you.
Gent waits outside for a couple minutes before entering.
Like Alton starts counting coins, and he just kind of just tosses a couple of random coins on the thing that says, "Thank you, sir." I'm gonna like roll with that because I guess a silver. He just throws a couple of silver on the table.
Pockets it. Watches you.
Alton starts like, "Do you have any like good food?"
He looks at you, just nods to the lines of casks behind the bar, and shakes his head.
Alton looks around and realizes he's alone and like, "Oh, yes." And he sits there and just sips at his flagon.
Make a perception check.
Sorry, someone's decided to take this opportunity to weed eat.
You pick up the flagon, and as you're about to bring it to your lips, like you inhale slightly, and then you smell something extremely strange, like the scent of sea salt, and then you realize he's giving you a flagon of seawater.
And Alton throws it down and says, Says, what heresy is this? I asked for your finest water.
We don't pour water in here.
He goes, water is the source of all life.
When Gent does enter, he's going to buy an ale.
Like at this point, like Alton is standing on the stool, like looking at the barkeep in the eyes. It's like, I paid you for water. It's not asking.
And
for
I gave
much.
you water.
And Alton looks up, looks down, and says, that is fair. And he sits back down.
Yeah, when I enter the place, I also just buy some beer, and then
Silver
I
piece?
sit down. Is how much do you say?
Silver piece.
Piece, okay. And then I sit down at the table with the shadiest looking people around. With the
And there's
with the flag on.
a few of them that are playing a game of dice. And they look at you, little taken aback, but
I
that
put
kind
down
of
some money on the
kind of a
table.
jaded fashion, because it's not often that somebody just unannounced and sits down at their table to play dice.
I put down how can I see how many gold pieces do they have, or pieces or silver or whatever.
Very few pieces of gold to hand. They're tossing dice for what still looks like silvers mostly.
Yeah, I put down 6 silver, and I announced that I'm taking part.
Are you proficient with gamblers with some kind of gaming set?
Yeah, I think so actually. I'm proficient with. Oh no, I'm proficient with dragon chess, which yeah.
That's not dice.
That's not dice, no.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Okay. Yeah, straight intelligence.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, that's 12.
You lose your buy-in.
And yeah, I put on 5 pieces, I think, right? And then I start chatting with them. I said, Ayman Volos was here recently, right? With an acquaintance.
The patrons kind of look at you a little funny, like, okay, where are you going with this?
So you see, you see, my interests don't exactly align with Volos. I heard that there was some person that that followed him in here, and I am seeking this person for my own ends. And I can give you a lot more than 5 silver pieces for this information.
Make a persuasion check at advantage. How much money are you giving them?
I just sort of let them clean at my purse, which is like I have all my pieces in there.
How much are you giving them?
I have like 69 gold, I think, with advantage, you said. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's pretty high. That's persuasion, you said. So that's 22.
How much? Again, I ask, how much gold are you giving them?
I show my pouch. I didn't give them a number. I just said that I can give them, like, I can pay well for information.
I don't know, lady. Kind of hard to remember things that happen in this place.
I pull
Might
up.
need some help jogging the memory.
I pull up 3 gold dragoons. Does that help any? And then I sort of slide it on the table towards him.
The fella looks at it, picks up one of the coins, bites down on it for a second. and says, "Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I saw the guy you're talking about. He, yeah, that Volo guy. He and his friend came in here, and then Volo took off, and some other guy came in, talk to him.
Did the person look like? I ask.
Oh, you know what?
I hand him.
It was the son of one of Waterdeep's previous Open Lord.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, just another spoiled rich noble likes to rub our noses in it. They played a few rounds. They played dice for until about midnight, and they left. And then 5 minutes followed out. No one knows. No one here seems to know what happened afterward. And the guys that followed him out haven't returned since.
Did any of them have a tattoo or sort of? And then I described the snake tattoo that the shop owner told us about.
He leans in real close to you, and he says, "Look for that snake. Look for that snake symbol on a door. There's a warehouse on Candle Lane. Go there. That's where I've seen that symbol before."
Okay, and I thank him and ask if they care for another round, and then I put down 5 more pieces of silver.
Make another intelligence check.
That's 18.
You lose, but make an insight check.
I said 18, sorry.
Yeah, you lose, but make an insight check.
Insight, okay. Okay. Insight, I think that should be 18. Insight, yeah, that's 18.
You are being taken for a ride. One of these fellas is absolutely cheating you in this game.
What do I see? How is he cheating?
I think with insight you wouldn't really know how, just that.
Yeah, I guess not there. Okay, that's fine. I thinking for the chat and the game, and then I leave.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Starting Treble here.
Pantaloons is going to
scanning the room.
Pantaloons peers up over the bar to get the barkeep's attention.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to order a drink called Low Profile, and then wink at him and slide a copper across the bar.
Bartender takes down a flagon, pours what is clearly a draft of gut rot, sets it on the thing for you, sets it on the bar for you.
I drink it in the most low-profile manner I possibly can.
So at least 2/3 is getting spilled all over the bar.
No, I can't actually reach the bar up there. It's like 1.5 feet tall.
So, Alton,
I think
what
you
are you
can
up
still
to?
manage to spill it over the bar.
Mm-hmm.
What are you up to while Hetara is playing dice? Treble? You there?
I'm sorry. What?
What are you up to?
Uh,
What are you up to while Hetara is playing dice?
Alton is examining his purple mushroom.
It's a very, very purple mushroom. Yes.
Like
I don't know much about horticulture, but it is the purplest mushroom that you have ever seen in your life. Yes.
he's trying to piece together how this mushroom could possibly be related to the current investigation. Like he's convinced it's not a coincidence.
It clearly isn't a coincidence.
I have a question.
I have an answer, possibly.
Is the mushroom naturally purple, or did the man color it, dye it, or paint it somehow?
Make a nature check.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. 16.
As far as you can tell, it's a naturally occurring fungus that is purple.
Then I look forward to purple mushroom stew.
Look forward to purple color mushroom stew.
Anyway, Alton puts the mushroom away and then asks the barkeep. Says, "Barkeep, sir, I have questions for you."
What?
Says, and he goes. He says, "Assistant, please show the man the symbol we are searching for."
I'm not sure that I can do that and keep a low profile, so I make a very small version of the tattoo and kind of keep my hands cupped around it so nobody can see it except the barkeep. Like, he has to lean in real close.
Gent slides away from them.
What about it?
Says, "Do you know what this symbol means?"
Yeah, I've seen someone with that tattoo before.
But what does it mean?
I don't know. I just pour drinks here.
Yes, I see. Yes. And Alton's now in thought. Just deep thought.
So Gent is searching for that tattoo on anyone nearby.
Nobody here has the tattoo on his neck like you, like it was described to you.
Okay.
Well, I mean, when I leave the table, I sort of gather the people together and tell them to go to the warehouse, like, unless you're doing something while I'm sitting there.
Pantaloons wants to perform a great song about keeping a low profile, except he can't, because he was told to keep a low profile. So he's conflicted and sad.
Poor Pantaloons. No one knows his true struggle.
I'm a bit happy that Pantaloons is sad, because he gets annoying when he's happy. So...
Pantaloons not annoying? Why you say?
I don't say that.
Careful, you're going to get viciously mocked. I assume there's also nobody wearing any kind of black armor.
No, just sailors and other kind of ne'er-do-well kind of people, but nobody in explicit, like, I am up to no good black armor.
Okay.
But I tell the people that they got some information about this tattoo and that we should head to this warehouse over on... where was the warehouse again?
It's on Candle Lane.
Lane, yes. I mentioned that we should go to Candle Lane at the warehouse, which should have the logo. And then I start heading there.
There's a wonderful idea. Like, warehouses are known haunts of the fungus and spores. Lots of black mold there.
So let's go ahead and take our break there. Let's go for 15 minutes and come back at about 11 past the hour, and we will get into the first pseudo dungeon of the campaign.